Welcome back to the Global Village. I'm your Thursday host, John Schneider. During this hour, we're going to celebrate the extraordinary artistry and repertoire of Angel Blanco, or Angel Blanco, or Angelos Quetzalcoatl. We'll figure out which one of those characters is with us today, live in Studio B. And if you've ever heard a duo between guitar and bassoon, I want to hear about it, because you're going to hear one today, too. Stay tuned. It's the Global Village. Johnny Reinhard and Angel Blanco on the Global Village. Not unusual to hear two guitars playing on tracks. Sometimes people hear 4 or 5 or more. But what's pretty amazing is that Angel plays them at the same time. Angel, welcome back to KPFK. You were here Zooming, and now you zoomed right into Studio B. So glad to see you.
Thank you, John. Thank you for the invitation.
So this is a piece from your album, the Angelos Quetzalcoatl years, and it's called Ostinato, music by Raul Corral. This is two guitars, right?
Right, yeah. It's a piece he wrote for two guitars to be played simultaneously, one performer.
And is it meant to be played by two different people, or what?
I mean, you could play it as a duet, but he wrote it for me, for to use the Stanley Jordan technique.
Meaning you played it on two guitars simultaneously.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa. Well, if you think it can't be done, I know this is not a video, it's radio, but I guarantee you he's got two electric guitars very close by. We're going to hear something very much like this. Actually, are you going to play this piece tonight?
So something similar, yeah, tonight it will be there.
Oh, very cool, very cool. So why don't we start with a little live music from your classical guitar. What are you going to play with it?
Okay, so right now we're going to play a little tribute to the greats such as Brouwer and Paganini and all those cats that influenced me all through the years.
And this is one of your compositions?
Yes.
Okay, Angel Blanco.
Thank you.
Live from Studio B. live from Studio B. Angel Blanco. A salute to Leo Brower. It's the Global Village, music from around the world and around the block. Angel, I have never in my life, and I've seen a lot of guitar players, seen anybody do what you just did. You were playing with your right hand. You were playing with your left hand, but your left hand was actually plucking the strings, and your thumb was... How'd you do that?
Thank you for the compliment. John, this technique is called the plectrodedo technique, which is a technique developed by this fantastic guitarist from Venezuela, Carlos Reyes. And so he is, I will say, it's like a development of the dedillo technique that we use, for Renaissance and Baroque performance. The dedillo of Luis de Milan or of those composers, they use the dedillo. And so dedillo, by the way, means little finger in Spanish. And so it's pretty much like the imitation of the picking motion. Okay, we're doing the same back and forth with one finger.
In other words, a rapid strumming of one or a number of strings, correct?
Exactly. It's like some people can say, it's like a little rasgueado, like individual rasgueado, but instead of going with the whole thing, we go finger by finger, right? So all that stuff, yeah. And what amazes me the most of this technique is that besides playing fast stuff, it's more like you can create really cool things with the guitar that otherwise will be close to impossible. I think the champion of that is Kazuhito Yamashita, or Yamashita. I'm pretty sure you know him very well. And so he, in this 1980s album Pictures as an exhibition, the Mussorgsky version.
Famous recording.
Yeah. He uses that a lot also.
So let's do a quick demo of that technique. Could you, for just a moment, play what your right hand was doing?
Sure. Yeah. For example, let's say I'm gonna go with one finger, playing one string.
And you're doing that with your thumb?
With my thumb. And then, for example, I will go now thumb and index on another string. So it will be like this. So, for example, if I have a chord, let's say like the Villa Lobos said, like, remember that one? So it will be like... And you can create like atmospheric effects.
But now let's talk about your left hand. Can you show us what you were doing with your left hand? Now you're reaching over the front of the guitar, holding down some strings with the fingers, but your thumb is doing the deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because for example, say that I wanna keep on that bass sounding. I go with this, the other. And then I'll play the chord with the other fingers, right? So you can create like different. It's like counterpoint, pretty much.
Basically, you're an octopus. You've got all these
like
sounds
that.
going at once. So we've only got you for about another 20 minutes. You've got a bunch of guitars there.
Yeah.
One of the guitars you have there has, some people would say, too many frets or too many notes.
Right.
What's that all about?
Well, that's a quarter tone guitar.
A quarter tone guitar, meaning, imagine if you would, folks, especially guitar players, you've got 12 frets to the octave. Now imagine adding a fret in between each and every one of those.
Exactly.
First of all, imagining not getting lost, which is not small.
Exactly, yeah.
Why would you do that?
Well, in order to play the quarter tones, you need a special guitar for that. Or you can go fretless. Such incredible guitarists such as John Kettler and some other guitarists can do that. But I mean, I tend to go with frets because for me it's easier to get the. For example, if I'm performing ABBA or Carrillo music, it will be much more precise. To do it that way.
Now, that is music from the 20th century, written by Julian Carrillo, a Mexican composer, and a Czech composer, Alois Abba, who actually wrote for a quarter-tone guitar.
Yep. Exact. Yes.
So are you going to play us one of those pieces now, or some of it?
Sure. Yeah. Let's go with some old Carrillo.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent. Live from Studio B, Angel Blanco. Music of Julian Carrillo, music written, 100 years ago. Really
Yep.
out there stuff. That's the quarter tone music, the so-called microtonal music. One of my students once said, it's Julian Carrillo's music is the Help Me I'm Melting music. It's amazing sound that just no one had ever heard before until the 1920s and 30s.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's really interesting, the 13 sounds on the 13.
Angel Blanco is my special guest today. He's up from Mexico, but now lives north of the border in Canada. What are you doing up there?
Well, I've been living there half my life, so I'm Mexican Canadian nowadays. And I got married there, and I did a bunch of graduate degrees, and so I've been working a lot there, but also in Mexico and here in the United States. I consider myself a new NAFTA guy.
Great. Duly noted. Let's see your passport, please, sir.
Yeah.
So I notice you're twiddling your knobs again. Are you retuning for another piece?
Oh, yeah. Later on, because I really want to have the opportunity to jam with one of my best friends, and I will call him my brother, my baby brother, actually. So I'll prepare the microtonal guitar for him.
There we go. In fact, we've just hinted at it earlier on. It's not just one person in Studio B. Johnny Reinhard is here, the creator of the American Festival of Microtonal Music. Way back in the 1980s, he's a bassoonist, a composer, an author. The list goes on and on. We're going to be able to hear them play together in just a few minutes, so do stay tuned for that. Now, we started the show with a piece that had our friend playing on two instruments at the same time. They said it couldn't be done. But that, of course, was in a time when you used two hands to play one guitar. And then, at least 50 years ago, people like Michael Hedges and all sorts of guitarists started playing notes on the guitar with one hand by simply tapping the string. And this really helps to have an electric guitar to, of course, amplify that sound. So if you've got one hand free, you've got another one free, and what the heck? Why not use two guitars? Right, Angel?
Right, exactly. Why not, right? More is more.
There you
According
go.
Yngwie Malmsteen.
So in front of you, you have... Now, I've seen pictures in the old days. You used to actually hold both of these instruments in your lap. You got smart. Now one of them's on a stand in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's way easier, I'll say.
I would hope so. Good heavens. So what are you going to play? What's the name of this piece?
Oh, this is just a small tribute to Ligeti, a big influence on me. Also. Yeah, it's sort of like that, like a continuum for tapping. All right?
Here he goes.
Okay.
Live from Studio B. What is the sound of two hands tapping? There you go. A salute, of course, to Jurgi Ligety's Continuum, a piece for rapid notes on a harpsichord. But Angel's doing it on two guitars. Now, you're in town today, but you're playing in San Francisco tomorrow night, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where are you playing so people that are listening online can check you out in the Bay Area?
Yeah, sure. The place called Center for New Music is run by Brent Miller, a composer, and we'll be there. We'll be there at 8 p.m. Center for New Music, and I really encourage all of you guys that love contemporary music, not only contemporary classical, but jazz and rock and et cetera, et cetera. That's the spot to be.
Oh, great stuff.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure. Oh, by the way, this is a world that lives on the web. Where can people find out more about you and your recordings?
Sure, thank you. It's just at Angel Blanco Rocks. And with that, word, this is my website and all the socials and all of that. Angel Blanco Rocks, ROCKS.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure to leave plenty of time for you and Johnny Reinhard, world-renowned bassoonist and creator of microtonal. He also started. Johnny, you want to sidle up to the microphone and tell us a little something if I ask you a question? Are you there?
Of course.
Say hello.
Hello.
There you are. I knew you were there.
Okay, I'm here.
So not only did you, so long ago, start the world, at least the East Coast, and then the rest of the world, thinking about microtonality with the American Festival of Microtonal Music, you have created, thank you very much, Pandemic, a microtonal university. What is that?
Well, we're in our third year. It's a wonderful community of people who, probably the best listeners, on the planet, who can hear things because they train themselves to hear things. And we meet every Sunday, and we have guests and panelists and festivals and loads of fun, actually.
And a huge backlog of recordings, too.
Yeah, well, we have an archive, a physical archive in Furman University in South Carolina, all my materials from the last 45 years. And at least this way I can travel light, But they also have been willing to archive all of our moose sessions.
Great. Now, are they also, because these have been Zooms over the last 3 years, are they available online on YouTube or someplace where people can see them?
Well, we have a Microtonal Vision channel on YouTube. One word, Microtonal Vision, put together by Witold Maciek in Warsaw, actually. And we only put some things up for the public. Certain things like the flute festival, the guitar festival's up.
Yeah.
Certain sessions with Philip Gerschlauer, the jazz saxophonist. We both play in a tuning called 128 tuning. So, we try to, at least put material up for that. I think the bigger archive, though, surprisingly, is on Bandcamp. I have about 100 albums on Bandcamp.
There you know. Johnny Reinhard is the name, Johnny, and Reinhard, no T at the end, just Hard. And, of course, you started life as, you eventually, in adulthood, reached a very high level and played with so many great groups in New York as a bassoonist.
Yes, I started as a solo bassoonist, at a time when that didn't exist,
Yeah.
And
bassoonists are supposed to travel with a quintet or an orchestra.
If you're a violinist, you get to choose, right? I'm going to be a chamber, I'm going to be an orchestra, I'm going to be a soloist. Well, I wanted to be a soloist, from the beginning. And then the funny thing is you got to lose it. It's just so you can be a composer, just so you can be a producer, a curator, let alone a pedagogue or, start a university.
And you have done all those things and more. So listen, we only have about 5 minutes to go. Treat us to guitar and bassoon. Is this going to be a composition, an improvisation? What's going on?
Well, I asked Angel to not play anything that relates to anything else. So it's all original, what we do, whatever it's going to be.
And because it's microtonal, there's so many microtonalities. You mentioned the magic number 128 a moment ago. Is this going to be in 128?
Well, it won't be because we're using a quarter-tone guitar.
Ah, good point. But I did see him retune, so you never know with these
Well,
guys.
it doesn't mean we play quarter tones. I mean, he can stretch strings. I'm going to play lots of, I can do a continuum. I can do a slide.
Wow.
You know, I can do a greater slide than a trombone player, actually.
How about that? Oh, go on. Do it.
Really?
Give us a slide, sure.
Well, I'm not going to make the biggest one I can, but let's
No,
just
of
do
course.
one. We'll stop there.
We better start
There's
there.
some pivots that I needed to polish.
The bassoon just flew over the horizon. The rocket has taken off. So, gentlemen, have at it. It's KPFK, it's the Global Village, it's Studio B, it's Johnny Reinhard and Angel Blanco. Live from Studio B. Angel Blanco, guitar, Johnny Reinhard on bassoon, the only man you've ever heard who made the bassoon sound like a recorder. Well, that's not exactly true. He actually picked up a recorder right there at the end. It's the Global Village. Oh, we do have fun here. What can I say, gentlemen? Extraordinary. Johnny, tell us, how can people find out more about the Microtonal University?
Okay. how can you find out at Microtonal University?
There's
You
a
go-
website.
You go to
There's
the
gotta
website.
be.
Yeah, www.microtonaluniversity, one word, .org.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah.
Good, good. And Angel, one more time, how do they get in touch or find your wonderful offerings online?
Thank you. Is angelblanco.rocks or like at angelblanco.rocks.
There you go. Gentlemen, it's
you.
been a great pleasure. And Johnny, we're going to have you back because you've just made some extraordinary discoveries about the music of Charles Ives. You've just written a book about it, as a matter of fact. That goes along with your music, the book about Bach and about tuning and about everything else you ever wanted to know about pitches. So do come back, won't you?
It'd be a pleasure. Thanks for inviting us.
Great. It's the Global Village,
Thank
folks. Stay tuned for more wonderful music and a chance to support such wonderful music making on KPFK.